Okay, now please read verse number 3 onwards from chapter 4. Tadnyasya punya papabhyam sparsho hantarna jayate mahyakashasya dhumena drishyamanapi sangatihi atmaivedam jagat sarvam gyatam yena mahatmana yadruchaya vartamanam tam nishidhum kshametakah abrahmastamba paryante bhutagrame chaturvide vijñasyeva hi samarthyam ichha nichha vivarjane. So as you have been seeing, I hope, as I told you yesterday, you are not only you are listening, but also being. Because in all other listening, listen carefully, in every other listening that we have done in our life, go to school, college, everywhere, what you listen, you have to understand. Here, what you listen, you must be. There is a huge difference. When you understand a physics principle, you don't become the physics principle. But when you understand the truth of the self of yourself, what should you understand yourself or be yourself? In every other understanding, a mathematical equation to be understood, you have to understand a mathematical equation. You don't be a mathematical equation. You understand, you remember literature, you don't become literature. You understand physics, you don't become physics. When you understand the self, you are the self. You cannot understand the self without being the self. They are the being, knowing, understanding, all one and the same. Therefore, if you come days after days, years after years, listen and be familiar with the words and the names and then go back with certain logics in between thrown in, still you will have a huge lot of information, but you are not being who you are. The beauty of this teaching, the beauty of this communication is helping other person to be and not to gather informations, understanding and work off. Must be. So when you see these things very clearly, you see the simplicity of this wisdom. Absolutely simple. We have seen it yesterday, so many things. Today also we shall see a little bit of it here and there. Some nice graphics. But today let me start with a very simple story. One day, the mullah went to the marketplace and he wanted to talk to the people there. He had carried an egg inside a handkerchief. A piece of cotton, he had carried that egg. And there, he goes there and announces to the whole audience, sirs, friends, today we are going to have a very beautiful session. Those of you who can tell me, listen, I am keeping an egg in the handkerchief. Those of you can tell me what is inside the handkerchief. No. He didn't say, I am keeping an egg. He said, those of you can tell me what is inside this handkerchief, they will get the egg that is inside it. Those of you can tell me what is inside this handkerchief, they will receive the egg that is inside it. Please tell. Everybody started thinking. Everybody started thinking that what is there can be inside this? Yes, everybody is, because for them, they are, trying their best not to resolve a question. That the answer is in the question, they don't know. But everybody is busy answering, breaking their head over the question. Then Mullah said, all right, I'll give you some more hints. It is something very fragile on the top. It has something deep yellow inside. Also little liquid things. Certain times it so happens when it hatches, there will be a little bird-like thing will come up. It will go usually to the nest like any other thing. It has a nesting habit. So, will you please tell me what is inside this? What is that? In that piece of cloth? And everybody started thinking, maybe he is talking about an egg. Maybe. But Mullah is he is a wise fellow. He is a Sufi master. Maybe he has got many more symbolisms. Suppose I say egg, now everybody will start laughing. So, I don't think I should say, everybody thought like that. I don't think we should see it out because it is not, may not be, it may not be so. So, why talk about it? So, nobody spoke anything. So, the Mullah said, so, give up. Everybody said, yes, we don't know what to do, we don't know what to do, we don't know what to do. Then what happens? When he said, nobody said, we don't know what to do, then Mullah said, look, all of you know, there is an egg. Everybody started smiling, He said, every one of you could know, but none of you dared to speak. Why? Because you are afraid to be ridiculed. You are afraid maybe you are wrong. So even though it is so obvious, you are making it so complicated. It was a very funny story to read in the morning. To go to an audience and say, this is a practical demonstration. See? Right? So those of you, so those of you can tell me what is inside my upper cloth, you shall receive the paperweight which is inside the upper cloth. What is there? Now if you start all thinking about it, what is there? Okay, so Ishwar has a very funny way of starting the morning. That everybody knows, it is so simple, but nobody will talk about it. Now, having listened to that, it triggered a beautiful thought. Now I have a very beautiful question for you, just like this practical demonstration with the cloth. Now here it is, I have got something very beautiful thing hidden in my body. Hidden in this body-mind apparatus, something very beautiful is there. Those of you can say, what is it? You shall receive that happiness that is inside it. Please tell me what is hidden in this. In Mullah's question, suppose 100 people answer correctly, can everybody get the egg? Whereas in this, whoever answers correctly, he shall receive the happiness. Why? Because you are as much the body, mind, equipment, as much this body is, you are as much the happiness, the absolute, that this person is. So very simple, but people make it complicated. They make it complicated. Right, wrong, good, bad, educated, uneducated, inferior, superior, spiritual, hedonist. What all types of divisions we have made inside ourselves. What all types of emotional complications, intellectual jugglery. All in the name of what? Understanding the truth. When they understand the truth itself is very simple. And as I told you the first statement before the class, when you come here, you don't come here to understand the truth, but be the truth. When you go to the physics class, you there go to understand physics, not be the physics. Take that statement and work on it. You don't come here to understand God, understand the truth, understand happiness, but be the truth, be the God, be the happiness, because you are it. That is the simplicity of this wisdom. The person must see it very, 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 very clearly, because there is no complication. The complication begins only when the individuality begins. Without the individuality, there is no complication. Very nicely, other day again, this mullah, just let me finish up one or two things, very good. I was reading some books. So mullah was going to a village of fools. Fools mean they do whatever they feel like. It's like animals. They were doing whatever they live their life. The mullah brought them all together to the village square and he started giving them a huge discourse. And a huge, what they call it, like a big load of what is good, what is bad, what is vice, what is virtue, what is sin, what is all this right, what is wrong, what is, all that stuff. So the people who did not have any of those senses, they were living a sort of a free life. Now when they had this, they had a huge load of, difficulty around them. They don't know what to do. After 4 or 5 days of haranguing this type of rights, wrongs, good, bad, all these type of judgments, then one day, next day, when he goes there, so many people are standing, and there are 5 to 6 of the fools standing with the hands folded and looking at mullah. Not aggressively, but simply looking at him. The mullah said, "Sir, what do you want?" He said, "Now that we have come here for such a 4 to 5, 6 days and you have been talking to us for hours and hours about what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is vice, what is virtue, all these things. Now we have decided to really give it up." Mullah felt triumphant. Fantastic. "Really? You are going to give up all these things?" He said, "No, sir. We have decided to give you up." Because you are giving us a guilt where there was no guilt. You are giving us limitation where there was no limitation. You are giving us a sense of fear where there was no fear. He suddenly, therefore, don't jump into the idea that don't tell people what is right, what is wrong. Don't tell that. We begin our life without judgment. We must end up our life beyond the judgment. As a child, you did not have the sense of right and wrong, good and bad. All the animals in this world, everything in this creation, doesn't have that sense of I, my and all that stuff, like as individualities. Whereas in case of the human beings, as you grow up, suddenly this judgment comes in, because the moment the sense of individuality comes in, the boundary begins. Until there is a boundary, there is no trespassing, right or not? Before we purchased this land, when we came 1985, before we came this land, there was nothing here. No houses, nothing. One gentleman owned the entire 120 acres of land. So he had a small little house, still that house is there. From there we shall come straight walking through, then walking through with things, that place. Free. Now what happened? The moment everybody started purchasing, now my boundary, your boundary, now you cannot go through any boundaries at all. Because boundary, yes, it is functional. I am just telling an example. Until today, Andhra, Telangana, one. Now it is two different. India was something like that. Whole world is like that. You divide a country, then trespassing, line of control. What all things comes in life. Same thing also individual. When there is no sense of individuality, there is no sense of limitation. So shall we live like an animal? No. It is inevitable that we shall have that sense of individuality which will automatically bring in controls, limitations. But thereafter we must go beyond it. Why? Just I will stand up there to explain to you this I and my. Okay, it's a very, very simple thing, friends. Please observe, and thereafter I shall come back to that. How there is no sense of these judgments, which especially in which most religions thrive. Guilt, fear, anxiety. If you don't do this, God will punish you. As though God has come and whispered in their ears, if they do that, I am going to punish them. Most religions, most societies, based upon these type of things. Not that we should not talk about it. No, you should talk about it. You cannot say, you can go on the road as you like, there is no left side or right side, there is only suicide. Huh? You can't just say that. There have to be a law. But don't make it such a thing just because by chance somebody went from left side to right side, finished. Once he made a mistake, condemned for the whole life. Is it so? There are certain things, there are certain rules and regulations for the convenience of everybody. Thereafter you must know how to live with that rule, free to live with these rules which make life convenient for everybody. But you are not there to be condemned for a little limitation of the mistakes. And it all comes from the one sense of individuality, the I. Please, that is why a child has nothing there. Please see how it happens. Two things you must remember, two words, I and my. Until you say, please see, you cannot say my unless you say I. Rather this way. When you say my, it is understood I. But when you say I, there need not be my. Like, when you say I have, you have already accepted I am. Because unless I am, can I have? Unless I am, I cannot have. So to have, I must be. But to be, what should I have? To be, what should I have? To say my, which means I have, in one word, my, first it must be me, I. Without I, there is no my. Now see the divisions of people. How people can be totally divided, completely divided. You can see the divisions. So when you say divisions, I am not doing that to condemn people to these type of divisions. Each one of us shall fit into all these four divisions. What is in my mind, I am going to tell you. Yet everybody is free to transcend, to go beyond everything. If you get stuck, you will have problem. If you are free, you have no problem. You will see that. Look at it. As a child, where does your eye sense begin? Please, be like a baby. Huh? When you are a child, where does your eye sense begin? When you say I, what do you mean? Huh? Body, isn't it? I, you come, I go, I, the body, right? For the child, the eye sense is in the body. Neither it has gone into mind, nor it has gone into the world. Please be natural. Be very, very natural. We'll see how it happens. When a child says I, child has no sense of I, either in outside or inside. It has not gone to the level of the world, nor it will go to the thought level. But when you grow up, you have the possibilities of this I shifting stars, like a shifting star, it goes on, shifting. The grossest fellows all say, I rich or poor. When you say I rich and poor, what is that riches? Riches outside. Too many things. 1,000-acre land, 50 buildings, 100 cars, 1,000 horses. Rich. None of these things, little thing, poor. Okay. So when you say I rich, now listen carefully. When you say I rich is a concept. Poor is a concept. Because rich can be poor in relation to richer person. Poor can be rich in relation to poorer person. So rich and poor is a concept. That is why the fellow thinks too big in Kumbakonam. When it comes to Madras, Paityam, totally stupid. The fellow thinks big boy in Madras. When he goes to Bombay, small fry. He goes to New York, forget it. Some concepts like that. And the person was thinking very small because he has a small job in Dubai. He was thinking very small because all the sheikhs are going with big car, big houses. When he lands in Bombay, oh, because now he's a big boy. Right? Reaches his village, everybody look up to him. You have this smell, perfume, you know all that rubbish, right? So this is how people live artificial life. So rich and poor is a concept. But in reality, riches and poverty, in relation to which you call the rich and poverty, in relation to what? In relation to objects. Houses, houses, cars, money, land. In relation to all these things, you call yourself rich or poor. Okay. So now, this is my or I. When the body becomes I, listen. When the body becomes I, the physical world becomes mine. Okay? This is a very gross man. The child has no sense of I or mine. The child has no I, no mine in relation to outside, inside. Whereas in case of the person when he grow up, a very gross person, no education, no nothing, for him, body, and what is the body also, okay? I am rich man. Rich is very gross person. I rich and no emotions. You can be very rich man, no love, no affection, no appreciation of poetry, no music, no nothing. Panam, nothing else. Only money. And how much land I have got? Is a drug, sell drugs, do anything, crime, smuggling, do whatever. Money, finish. Nothing else. Okay, let's get into that. And the little more subtler person, the I will be the mind. That man will say, my body. Now body becomes mind. That person who says mind is I, for he itself say, body is mine, my body. Then my riches. Body, mine, my body, and also my riches. So when this becomes I, body becomes I, this becomes mine. When the body becomes mine, when the mind becomes I. Right? The mind is I. I am an engineer, my body. I am a doctor, my body. I am a professional, my body. Okay, like that. Some difference is there for me. Some difference is there. He won't be that cruel. Just for little money, he will not kill someone. They will not. You know, that little possibility is always there, but just see it. Next. So this is mind, my body like that. So in mind now, listen carefully, in mind now, when you are I, when you say, my mind, when you say, my mind, in relation to what? You are conscious of your thought, remember. You are conscious of your thought. Remember that point I told you yesterday. You see the, are you getting that? You see your eyes see or your eyes know. Let me repeat it again. Your eyes see or your eyes know? Huh? Your ears hear or your ears know?
Yes.
Ears hear. You listen to music. Your ears listen to music or your ear know the music? Listen to the music, they know. That's true to the perception of music. Now that the music your mind is singing, that line is repeating. When it is repeating, do you, that thought, can the ears hear that thought? Can the ear listen to that music inside? Cannot. But you are conscious. So do you know the music, do you know the thought, or you listen to the thought? You getting that? You know the thought. You know the thought. Ears listen to the sound. Ears, you know. Eyes see. You know. So who is that knowing now? So they say, I know it is now consciousness. As we don't need to say, I hear to hear, I listen to listen, you don't need to think, I know to know. I'm conscious to be conscious. Your sense of being is limitless. So that one, when you go into that, then it becomes my mind. So when your eye now shifts from the riches to the body, to the mind, from that mind to the self, the I disappears. In that there is no I, there is no mind. Are you getting that point? In consciousness there is no I, there is no mind. Thought level only I and mind. Very simple. Do you see that? This is you. This is me. This is everybody. That is why don't understand. Don't try to understand. Be. Eyes must see clearly. Suppose I have to show you this flower. Now when I say see, should you understand it? And when I say understand, don't try to see it. You see. When you see that, listen, you see this flower? There is pink color, whitish color, yellowish color, pinkish white. When I am describing, am I adding the colors or they are already existing? Already existing. When I talked about you, when I talk about eyes, see, ears, hear, ears cannot hear the thought, consciousness knows in the presence of that. When you say, I know the thought, who is knowing that? Yourself knows it, and their thought is I thought and my thought. There, am I creating anything there? It's like a doctor when he is dissecting your body, is he creating your pancreas? Creating your liver? Creating your heart? Nothing. Everything is already existing. Now how much you see? This is where our sages, the great traditions of teaching, learning is where they have literally dissected the whole universe. And the first one to be dissected is you. Your body, your mind, your thoughts, going to know about yourself who you are. Because if I have to say, in this body, that is why, who can make this joke? The person who knows it clearly, the person who is hiding the egg in the cloth shall say, if you can tell me what is hidden in that cloth, you shall receive the egg that is inside it. But the people will find it difficult because they think if it is hidden means what is hidden?
Now the mind is in the what is hidden, Like you can try out a joke. If you have not listened to it, just try it out a joke, See, there was a man driving this car, and he went to the person who to so many places, the villages. He picked up in the last village 5 students. In the second village, another 8 students. Then on the third place, 7 people dropped out. And then he reached the school. He reached the school. What is the sex of the driver? Because now you are busy calculating 5 came, 8 came, so because you are not smart. Oh, I shall answer. So you forgot, I first told you there is a man driving. So 5 plus 8 plus 7 minus 7 6, 7, your whole mind is busy in that. The first question was, the first statement was the driver, that is forgotten. It's exactly like this. Now we are totally lost. First who I am is forgotten. What I have, busy. Calculating what thoughts you have got, what thoughts I have got, is it right thought, is it wrong thought. But the right and wrong doesn't exist until I exist. So shall I start passing judgment or are you getting that point, please? What is thought, what no thought, what is seen, what is not to be seen. No, nobody gives me the understanding of the self, the I, where even the I is useless. Are you getting that point now? To describe everything that you have, you need words. To be, what description you need? Come on. Do you understand? To be, what should you say? What should you think? But to say, you better have some words. To think, you better have some words and pictures. But to be, oh my, please, very stupid, explore. See that how beautiful, you know me once explore, right? To be, you don't need it. To identify, you need a word. To be, what should you do? Should you have a body? To see, you need to have eyes. To be, do you need eyes? Or as blind fellow will not be. Deaf fellow will not be. The mute fellow will not be. To be, you don't need anything. But to identify, you need. So this identification should be your choice or compulsion. If it is a choice, you are a free bird. If it is a compulsion, you know. Anything else you want to do? That is why what you are going to have, please listen carefully, is totally immaterial. Who you are is totally, who you are is the most important. It's what you have comes far, far away. As a child, listen carefully, first you must be born, you must be conscious. Are you getting that? The primary condition. First you must be born, then you must be conscious. Then only comes what to see, what to hear, what to touch, what to think, what not to think. The primary equation is totally neglected. Who I am is neglected. Understand? And it is not difficult. It is the easiest thing to be. Listen carefully. It is the easiest thing to be. Why? Because it begins with me. When I say, the moment I start with myself. First I must be pleased. Before you can dissect cut a vegetable, vegetable cutting has become such a complicated thing. Before you cut a vegetable, you should be very conscious. First I must see it. Already, 3 days back I was in a school. I was addressing our school children. I was telling them, Maybe there are 8 and 9 students. I said, before you, have you watched this? I asked them, who is the fastest man in the world today? Oh, everybody said, oh, Bolt. He said, Bolt. Oh, very good, very good, very good. Right. I said, have you watched the thing? I said, yeah, some of them. I said, yeah, we have watched it. How do they go? When they start the run, they start running straight away. How do they start? They are made to stand in a line. And what is the command? Ready, set, then only go. First, ready, then set, then only go. Suppose somebody is already on the go, without being set, without being ready, what type of go it will be? You are laughing. What do you think we are doing in life? Never set, never ready, but always on the go. Everybody on the go. What are you doing? Happiness. What are you doing? Life. What are you doing? Divorce. What are you doing? What are you going around? What are you doing? Fighting. Miss out, miss out, miss out. If everybody can go, what will happen? Ready, set, go, boom. Then only start. Or else everybody starts whenever they want. What type of wrong it will be? First ready. Let the other person do what the other person do. First, you want, that is why in the morning, when you have to start doing a little dash of one day of life, ready first, set, then consciously move. And what? You have to run at different levels. First at the level of your thoughts, then at the level of your organs. Sometimes you see it, something to be heard, something to be touched, something to be tasted, something to be smelled, something to be talked about, something to be thought about. All these are journeys you are making in a day. But first you must be ready. Ready where? On the ground. There is no ground, can you run? What is your ground on which you are running? The grounded unconsciousness, self, the I, all these things. Thereafter only it moves. So when I don't have that sense, how can I function? And in that sense, where the consciousness comes, where there is no I and no mind, is there a sense of living and dying? Like I is see, listen carefully, I is see, the body breathes, no, the body is alive, body is dying, living, is it a problem? Dying, is it a complication? Body is living, body is dying. Is there any fear attached to that living and dying? Excitement? Pain? Pleasure? The moment you identify, identification. Why do you, when you identify 100 children, now every one of you are reading midday meals, read as they say, what will happen? Shall we say 100 rupees? Give yourself 100 rupees. The child passed, no? Doesn't pass now, your a child passed. One place you give 1 rupee, another place you give nothing. Another place you go crazy. Aristotle Onassis, the big richest man, his son died. He died. What did he tell you? Richest man. These are precious things. So when this begins, I, then only mind begins. Without this I and mind, there is no sense of possession. There is no sense of dispossession. There is no sense of gaining. There is no sense of losing. There is no sense of getting that. There is no sense of having it. Therefore, there is no sense of not having it. If my happiness, my being depends upon what I have, anything somebody wants to do that, touch that, what will happen? I destroy the person, always. It's not that therefore the new wise person who knows about himself, because he has a house, he take, I have a house, it's not me to take. That is why laws, mutual respect and all these things are there. So you be happy with yourself, you happy with things. I am happy with myself, I am happy with things. You are happy, you are happy with things. You are happy not to have things. I am happy to have things, I am happy not to have things. I am happy to gain few things, I am happy to lose also few things. There is no crisis in life. You are happily living, I am happily living. Live and let live. That becomes the mantra. In selfishness, live and let die. Live. I must die. Let others die. Idealist, die, let live. What is this? You die and let others live. The fellow will be living with guilt. With the other side, this fellow kill himself. Think of it. Live and let live. That is the best thing that can happen. That is why. The ultimate principle. Be, let others. Easy. Okay? We shall see more. So please see this point very, very clearly, okay? So one who yesterday we saw that, just little reference. Yatpadam prepsabodina sakradya sarvadevata aho tattastu yogi na harsham upagacchati. This person, yogi, one who knows about himself, we have explained it yesterday, harsham upagacchati, being with himself, being the happiness itself, at no time he gets any excitement. Harsham upagacchati, there is no sense of achievement. Hey, listen carefully. This is so beautiful. Being yourself, there is no sense of achievement. Do you know why? What did you achieve? Purchasing a car, there is a sense of achievement. We did not have the car, now you are having a car. So you want to show off. You did not have a house, now you have a house. Now you can, there is a sense of achievement. You did not have a degree, therefore you had a degree. Now you have a degree. So there is a sense of achievement. You did not have a big business, now you have a big business, sense of achievement. That you want to show off to everybody. Do you show off to, when you lose everything, do you show it off? Come, see, previously I was living in this house, now I am living in this house. You shall show where you are living, but where you are living, you will not show it to anybody, because you are such a state, poor state. Being yourself, there is no sense of achievement. Why? Because it was always there, I did not know about it. That is why in wisdom, you enjoy, revel in total silence. Because to be an ignorant man, you say, I am happy with myself, he will not understand. To a wise man, if you say, I am happy with myself, what's so great deal? So you are quiet. There is nothing to show off. So this is what, and to be that happiness, Bhagavan says here, right? Sakradya sarvadevata. It comes in the, what is that, the Taittiriya Upanishad. Yuvasyat, you see that Ananda Mimamsa, it comes. Yuvasyat sadhu yuvadhyayakah ashishto dradishto valishtaha tasyayam prithvi sarva vittasya purnasyat sayeko manusha anandaha. One unit of human happiness, you know, which ordinary human individual, how can he be happy? One who is Yuvasyat, he must be young. 1 year, 2 year old also, there is no happiness. 10-year-old also, there is no happiness. 70, 80 also, there is no 80, 90 also, there is no sense of happiness. Yuvasyat, you must be young and strong. Yuvasyat, sadhu yuva, and a person who is not into stealing things, taking away people's things, none of that type. Sadhu. Adhyayakaha, very well learned. So he must be young, noble, educated.
Ashishta, Dradishta, Valishta, firm, feeling blessed. Ashishta, Dradishta, Valishta, very strong person. And then Tasya, for such a person, Yam Prithvi Sarva Purna Vittam Purnasya, the whole world full of all the wealth belongs to him. Manushya Ananda. Then only a person can be happy. That is everybody's dream, no? I should be young and strong and everything is mine. That is why everybody is unhappy. Because how can everything love everything? But that is the imagination. Tasyayam, okay. Te satam manusha ananda. 100 times this Manushya Ananda is Manushya Gandharva. 100 times that is Deva Gandharva. And everywhere it says, Shrotriyasya chakama tasya, one who is well versed with himself, well versed in scripture, well versed with himself, meaning person who knows himself, he gains all that the man gains. He gains what that the Manushya Gandharva gets. He gets all that the Deva Gandharva gets. He gets what the Brahma gets, what the Indra gets. What everybody gets, he gets. But what he gets, nobody gets. You don't understand how it is? This is the basic class of the happiness. In your moment of happiness, you are with yourself. When you discover your happiness is independent of a thought, an object, a sensation, you are the happiness itself. Now, when you are happy with yourself, you have as well gained everything in this universe. The other person is trying to get something to be happy. Imagine, the king is trying to get a kingdom to be happy. You are already happy. You have as well gained a kingdom. The person is trying to get a car to be happy. You are already happy. You have as well got the car. That way you have as well gained everything. In the position of the gods, Indra and all that. Meaning everybody. Because for your happiness does not depend upon the presence or absence of anything. Your being who you are is independent of existence of thing, non-existence of thing. Independent, your being who you are is independent of presence of a thought or absence of a thought. Presence of an object or absence of an object. Presence of a sensation or absence of a sensation. That is why you are the happiness. You are not the happiest. There is no comparison. You are the happiness. Happiest is a wrong word. You understand? They don't say wise man is the happiest. Wise man is not happiest. Wise man is the happiness. Everybody is the happiness. Happy, happy or happiest is a relative term. That is why sometimes you can be unhappy also. So one who has found this, tat gyasya punya papabhyam sparsha antar najayate. For him, there is no sense of punya papa, vice and virtue, right and wrong, good or bad inside himself. Because there is no such thing without which you cannot live. There is no such thing with which you cannot live. Everything is fine. The person, listen carefully, the person who thinks my life is meaningless without this car, you shall, as they say, beg, borrow, steal, destroy, manipulate, do everything to get it. Papa comes. The person who says, to be happiness for myself, I must renounce, do this, do this, do this, pain comes. That is why the person who thinks my happiness is two types of people, secular and religious. The secular person said, to be happy, I must indulge. If your happiness depends on indulgence, you go through hell. The person who says, my happiness depends on renunciation, also he shall go through hell. Because renouncement, he has to renounce everything. Happiness is not equated either to indulgence or to renunciation. You should be happy to renounce, happy to indulge. In a sense, happy to be with the things, happy to be without. Therefore, what will be your resistance? Will you try to manipulate people to get things? Will you be resisting if things are going away? That is where sense of everything disappears. Amazing person. Na akasasya dhumena drishyamana pisangati. Just like akasa, the space remains ever the same, the space remains ever the same. Even if there is a smoke coming in and through, the smoke doesn't touch the space. Same way also, every thought, all activities do not touch the wise man. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. Yathendhansi samidhogni bhasmasat kurute tatha. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. Yatha indhansi, when the samidha agni, well lit fire, burns down the wood, in the same way, this fire of knowledge, sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute, it destroys, burns down all your karma. Do you know why? Karta is not there. Simple thing is that. Only if the karta is there, the doer is there, then only action becomes this way, that way, result will be there. When the doer is not there, who is going to be affected? When the doer is not there, who is going to be affected? Understand? What is your thinking about yourself? I am or I do? Marriages become problem, you know why? Just a joke. Huh? Because you have to say, I do. The person forgets, I am. Joke. Not that marriage is a problem. Never think like that. Do you know why? Deliver time, I must repeat it. We don't, that is a very popular idea. So as though marriage is a big problem. Hey, is there anybody who is unmarried in this creation? Nobody is unmarried. Every person is married because your first marriage is with your ignorance. You are married to your ignorance. Because you are married to the ignorance, you are married to the individuality. Because you are married to the individuality, you are married to your body, you are married to your senses, you are married to your positions. Marrying the other object, like because I am married to the ignorance, unhappiness, I am not happy with myself. Therefore, I want to get married to the sound, taste, touch, smell, sight. I want to have relations, all these things. Why? So that I can be happy. The so-called human relationship is another little extension of that marriage. That is why unhappy person trying to be happy by hitching himself to another unhappy person, it shall be double unhappiness, not happiness. Unhappy man, unhappy person. I get that. Unhappy man, unhappy woman. Are you getting that? Two unhappy people marrying will not make themselves happy. They will make themselves doubly unhappy. What will happen is, in the beginning stages, I am unhappy, you are unhappy. But we live in not happily. In the beginning stages, because of the excitement, freshness of the relationship, it helps you to forget your unhappiness for a lot of times. Complete forgetfulness. Yes, you are the only one in front of me, I am the only one in front of you, the whole world doesn't exist. Therefore, so shall we say this is a bad thing to do? No. That is a beginning, because there you see the possibility. That's why I brought this book, not that I don't know where to put it, I'll read it out to you, because I don't want to, because somebody has written today this one in the name of Ramanuja. You know Ramanuja? Huh? Ramanuja, no? Ramanuja means only one Ramanuja, no? Who? Not the mathematician, the philosopher. There are two Ramanujam famous in this. Those who are educated people, they will say mathematician. Those who are religious people, they will say Sriparambudu. Right? So Ramanuja is somebody read. I don't know how far it is true. Just read that. That's why I brought it for you. A man went to the philosopher Ramanuja. Oh, he has written philosopher. But I don't know where from he got this story. I have never heard it. First time I am hearing. A man went to the philosopher Ramanuja and asked him, "Show me the path to God." Have you ever fallen in love with someone? Ramanuja asked him. Fallen in love? What does the great master mean to say with that? I have promised myself to never approach a woman. I flee from them. You see, this is the language of the olden times. Suppose you talk like this, how the woman will feel? So this is all the men should be only enlightened people, women are all obstacles, right? What a headache. That is why it's difficult to go through this type of stuff. But what to do? So that is why as a person makes it easier. Anyway, great master meant to say that I have promised to myself never to approach a woman. I flee from them as someone tries to flee from a disease. Oh boy. I don't even look at them.
When they pass, I close my eyes. Ooh, this fellow is a real religious fellow. Anyway, try to look back at your, then this master says, try to look back at your past and try to find out if you ever in your entire life had a moment of passion that left your body and your spirit filled with fire. I came here to learn how to pray, not how to fall in love with a woman. Or you should neither have to fall in love with a man or woman. That is perhaps better. Every time you have to make a slash. I want to be led to God and you insist on instructing me about the pleasures of the world. I don't understand what you want to teach me. Ramanuja stayed silent for a couple of seconds and then said, I can't help you. If you have not had the experience of being in love yet, you will never be able to experience the peace of a prayer. Therefore, go back to your city, fall in love, and come to me again when your soul is filled with happy moments. Only a person who understands love is able to understand the meaning of a prayer, because the love for someone is a prayer directed to the heart of the universe, a prayer that God has placed on the hands of each human being as a gift. True or false, it doesn't matter, but it is a nice message. Because any time, even to help the individual to understand the absolute happiness, we take the path of relative happiness. The person who has never experienced happiness in life, how do you tell him about the happiness absolute? Why a person can believe in, will a person believe in immortality when he is dying? That is why when you are young, you are alive, there is a hope for living. Talk about infinity, immortality. The person is starving, diseased, hungry. You don't talk to him, you are absolute, you are all happiness. What nonsense, he is not going to believe it. Falling in love, long before you fall in love with yourself, you have to begin with falling in love with somebody. There is no choice. You love this, first you love the flowers, love the birds, love the trees, love everything. Then love another person, love your mother, love your father. In a very special way, love somebody, a man or woman. When you do that, what happens? Those moments, you are completely bypassing yourself. When a person, even ordinary line, when I say, I love you, when a person says somebody, or you feel, because even if your love is not reciprocated, listen carefully, even when your love is not reciprocated, but you love somebody, nobody takes away your right to love, but you cannot demand to be loved. That is a mistake. Are you getting that point? Nobody takes away your right to love, but you cannot therefore demand to be loved. So when you want to love yourself, please understand, when you say, what? I love something, at that moment, you are not there. Do you know why? Please see that. You listen to the music. As you listen to the music, the thoughts are disappearing. At that time, what shall you say? Wow, it is so beautiful. What is beautiful? Not the music, yourself. I love that music. No, you love that music because you love yourself. Are you getting that point? That is why when you start with that, when I say love somebody, you have experienced unconsciously loving yourself. That is why it becomes easy. So when you appreciate, please, these things, that when you appreciate yourself in the happiness itself, love itself, and therefore there shall be no question of you're losing out on love or happiness or anything in life. I am happy to have everything, happy not to have anything. So there is no sense of my achieving, not achieving, gaining, not gaining. Body is, I am. Body is not, I am. Thought is, I am. Thought is not, I am. Whole creation is, I am. Creation is not. Still, I am existing. Such a person, always happiness. And such a person, how does he move? Atmaivedam jagat sarvam jnatam yena mahatmana. By that person for who knows Atmaiva idam jagat sarvam. Idam jagat sarvam Atmaiva. The whole universe, listen carefully, the whole universe is myself. I will go again there to tell you. The whole universe is myself. Okay? Many people find it difficult to appreciate. How can the whole universe be myself? Right? Consciousness here everywhere. We heard it. You want to see it? Really, I must show you. It's fantastic. Other day I did it, therefore I am going to show it to you. Please go with it. You must see it now, no choice. Yes. It's a very beautiful point. This is something that because everybody, all of us hear that, oh, Atmani Vajavatsarvam, the whole thing is myself, consciousness everywhere. Nice to hear. Really, you can see that. Okay? Now please see. Let us begin with the creation. Just relax and listen. Let's begin with the creation. The creation is there, these flowers and trees, okay, mountains, the sun is rising, rivers are there, okay, the whole world is there. This is there. This world by itself, the creation by itself, please, by itself, does it have a sense of mystery? Let's say this is the universe, this is the world, okay, this is the world. This world by itself has any sense of mystery? Sense of passing, gone, dying, anything is there? No. Is it conscious? Unconscious? By itself. These questions are not asked. Now suddenly appears one fellow in this universe. The moment this one appears, now suddenly all this becomes objects of mystery. Right or wrong? Without a person being there, can this object be, this creation be, or can it, without this person, will this creation have a sense of mystery to itself? Will it be a question to itself? Only when this boy comes up, this man or woman comes up, then why? What is this? Why? When? Where? All this started. So who is starting all the questions? Creation or my presence? So who is the bigger question? So who is the biggest question? This fellow is the biggest question. Okay? Now, listen carefully. See how it is. So you saw that. We have talked, but just see that. Now this is, please see. Now this one you have seen it, so everything you can easily relate. So now you need the eyes. A human being will be there. So eyes are needed. So this eye must be there to see the object, right? Think. Can the eyes by itself see the object? Just be normal, natural, ordinary people. Huh? Can the eye see the object? Now suppose you are sitting down with the mirror. Whatever I am talking to also you cannot listen. The eyes cannot see the object. Listen. Now, okay, let us see the eyes saw the object. When eyes saw the reported the object, what will happen? We know it. True to the object, the thought takes place. The mountains are there, the sunrise is there, the river is there, everything is there. Now these eyes, I have already told you, cannot see the object. Cannot see the thought. Cannot see the thought. Okay. Who sees the thought? My father. Who knows your thought? If you say thought is mind, who knows your mind? You are conscious. Are you getting that point? You are? Yesterday I have taken that word. Don't say I see my thought. You don't say you see your thought. Listen carefully. Because your eyes see the object, the seeing creates an impression. Seeing an object means having an impression true to the object. Hearing means having an impression true to the sound. Seeing means having the thought, an impression. If you say you are seeing your thought, what is the impression of the thought? Are you getting that point? When you say you see the thought, you can't say you see the thought. Because seeing means impression should be created. when you see your thought, any impression created? Thought itself is an impression. There is no footprint of the footprint. So you don't see it, you know it. Are you getting that? You are conscious. Now, so you are consciousness, you are not conscious. Now please, these thought, where do they exist? Are they existing in the void or in consciousness? These thoughts, are they existing in void or in consciousness? In consciousness. Why? Listen carefully now. Very carefully. Why it is existing consciousness? Suppose there is no thought, will there be no consciousness? The picture, the thought is a picture in consciousness. Suppose there is no thought, consciousness is there or not? The house is existing in space. Suppose the house is demolished, space is there or not? Space is there. Space is always there. Listen, the thought is not solid. The thought is intangible, weightless, subtle. Consciousness with the name and form. So when the thought goes away, consciousness is still there, right? Are you getting that point now? Next. Can the eyes see without consciousness behind? Can your eyes see without the consciousness behind? So, when you say I see, what does it mean? I am conscious of seeing. When you say I am hearing, I am conscious of hearing. So, consciousness expressed at the level of the eyes, seeing. Being conscious at the level of the eyes, seeing. Being conscious at the level of the nose, smelling. Being conscious through the level of the ears, listening. Being conscious through the ears, through the skin, touching. Being conscious through the eyes, seeing. Through the tongue, tasting. So, in seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, is it there or not? Consciousness is there or not? Suppose the eyes close. You close your eyes. Are you unconscious? Then blind fellows are unconscious. So even the eyes are closing or not seeing, still there is conscious. So this, if this is conscious, right? So body is in consciousness or not? So can the body be outside consciousness? Body is made out of what? 5 elements. Space, air, fire, water, earth. So little space, little fire, little water, little earth. If it is in consciousness, the tender space, whole air, whole fire, whole water, whole earth, the entire macrocosmic universe is consciousness or unconscious? Huh? Sarvam Khalidam Brahma. Can anything be away from consciousness? So where is life and death? Where are you? Are you there as an individual now? So what you do, what you see is far away. Take this, right? That is the line. Atmaiva idam jagat sarvam yena mahatmana jnatam. By that Mahatma, that great Mahatma. Mahatma means those Mahatmas, those who know this. No, don't put the cart before the horse. Mahatma means Mahan cha asau Atma cha. That which is Atma, that which is Mahan. That is the self which is Mahan, the greater than the greatest. That is bigger than the biggest, all pervasive. So those who know that truth, Mahatmas do not know the truth. Those who know the truth, they are Mahatmas. Are you getting that point, please? Don't say engineers know engineering. Engineers do not know engineering. Those who know engineering, they are engineers. Drivers doesn't know driving. Those who know driving, they are drivers. Even the Sardar knew it. Sardar went for an interview. Somebody asked him, and they asked him, sir, how long you are driving and all that. They said, okay, sir, am I going to get the job? He said, yes, we are starting.
3,000 rupees. So I had a big laugh, big smiles. Thank you, sir. It was very nice. But then how much for driving? This man said, what do you mean, what is for driving? He said, starting the car. For starting 3,000. What is for driving, eh? Those who know the driving, they are drivers. Drivers don't know driving. Same way, those who know the puja, they are priest. How can you say priest know the puja? You can. So there is no priest class. Driver is not a caste. Driver's son is a driver. The priest's son, how can he be a priest? How the engineer's son can be engineer? You understand? If you see these things clearly, one line you shall say, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, there is nothing other than Brahman, the consciousness. Ishavashyam Idam Sarvam. Or the consciousness everywhere. With one body, if it is Jiva, the individual, the same consciousness with the macrocosmic universe is Ishvara. What is there to appreciate? There is nothing other than it. Call the macrocosm Ishvara, formless, Nirguna Brahma. You as an individual do not exist apart from the totality. Simple as that. Your body, think that, see that, feel it every moment. This body is moving. Which part of this body? This body is held by where? Where is the body walking? In space. Which space? Where is the space? The whole space everywhere is holding this body. Do you appreciate that? Or you think only this much of space? There is no this much of space. The entire space holds on to it. Like anywhere you land in the moon, you are landed in the moon. You don't have to touch every part of it. Anywhere you land in the earth, you touch in the earth. You touch this ocean, you touch the seven seas. Are you standing on Madras or standing on the earth? The whole universe holding us. So if everything is one, in the form or the formless, where is the caste division? Who is superior? Who is inferior? Discover that basic oneness, the infinity quality of everybody. Call it immortal, absolute, whatever you like. And once you see that, such a person, for him, yadruchaya vartamanam, tam nisheddhum ka khematah. Yadruchaya vartamanam, vidhivasat, prarabdhavasat, whatever comes in the life, he continues to live. To such a person, come nishedhum kya kshamate, who can restrict his movement? Meaning, if somebody gives it something, fine. Somebody snatches it something, that also is fine. Ask yourself the question, are you ready for that? Body is alive, immortal. Body is dying, immortal. Why person is afraid? I am living with the body, therefore body gone. Happy with the things gone. Even the so-called informations, happy with the ideas. Your ideas can be challenged, but you cannot be challenged. People's ideas can be challenged, that is, religions can be challenged, faiths can be challenged, books can be challenged, anything can be challenged, but your being who you are, can it be challenged? What is there to challenge? Who you are, who I am, is one and the same thing. So at no time, you don't challenge anybody, neither anybody challenges your being who you are. They cannot do. But please see, what you challenge is wrong ideas, ignorance, thoughts, wrong type of concepts. Therefore, one who lives like this, yadruchya vartamanam tam kya nishetu kshamati, who can ever prevent him from the way he likes to live? Because for him, there is no definite lifestyle. Suppose wise man means only in a palace. Then you take away his palace, he is miserable. Wise man means only in a hot tent. Give him a better place, he will be miserable. No. Both. Krishna Bhogi, Shuka Tyagi, Krishna Bhogi, Drupau Janaka Raghavu, Vashishta Karmakartacha, Ye Yete Jnanina Smruta. All these people are wise people. Shuka Tyagi, Shuka was a great renunciate. As a child walked into the forest, naked. Krishna Bhogi, Krishna was all involvement. With himself, with other people's problems also. Pandavas fighting and all that. Krishna Bhogi, Nrupavu Janaka Raghavu, Janaka and Raghava were great kings. Vasishtha Karmakartas, Vasishtha was a great Karmakandini, ritualist. Yete Jnanina Smrita, all these five are wise people. A lifestyle did not make them wise. Kingship did not make Janaka and Raghava wise. Krishna's involvement did not make him wise. Suka's renunciation did not make him wise. Vasishta's ritual did not make him wise. They were wise, they chose to be a ritualist, a renunciate, a king, a governor, a beggar, anything. You be wise. What life you shall live? Who can prevent you? I want to beg. Royal beggar. I want to live in a palace. Work for it. Don't kill somebody and get it. Work for it. Get it. Cannot get it. So what? If very happy with myself, I want to have this. Fine. Don't want to have this. No, you cannot have it. All right, take it. Two wise fellows, they were sitting down together in Ganges bank. So then one day they decided, everybody is fighting, why can't we also fight, have a fight? Let us experience what it means to fight. Because you are happy, I am happy, always happy, happy, happy. Why not be trying for a little unhappiness and problem and fighting and argument? Say, okay, let us have the argument, let us have the fight. But how to fight? It's okay, here we are, here is a stone. You say this is mine, I will say this is mine. We will begin the fight. That's how it begins now. My house, your house, my car, your car, my wife, your wife, my husband, your husband. That is how. Possessive. But when you came to this world, what did you bring with yourself that you lost it? But how many chances of loss? Oh, I lost my job, I lost my... Arey boy, you have not lost yourself. All this sense of loss is exaggerated because you have lost yourself. If you find yourself, meaning if you are with yourself, this loss is just another game. Okay, it's there, not there, so what? Think. So they both of them decided, all right, this is mine, that is mine. So okay, this man said, this brick is mine. So no, this is mine. I saw it. So before you saw it, I was coming for it. No, this is mine. They started fighting. This is mine, that is mine. After 3 minutes, one fellow said, this is mine. He said, all right, take it. How long can you fight? How long can you fight? You are a rogue. Yes. Then what? After that what? No. Stance taken. You are a rogue. You are not. You must do this. You should not do this. What? The person who is ignorant and really understand, complex, ridden, suppose he say, this is not yours. Okay, this is not mine. He will not happily go away. He shall again, his sick mind will start projecting. Why did he so easily give away? That means there must be something there. So let me watch. Ayyo. You do is damned, you don't do also is damned. If you accept, there must be something. If you reject, there must be something. Because the person is not happy with himself. When you are happy with yourself, you believe everything. Why? If that person says, yes, okay, yes. Why are you afraid of believing somebody? Because in the process, I will be losing something. If you have no sense of losing things in life, you believe everybody in this universe. What is that somebody can take away? And what is that is taking away which was mine? What was that something is taking away which was mine? Did I come with anything in this world, into this universe? What is he taking it away? What somebody can take away? Nobody can touch yourself. Please understand. Abrahma stamba paryante bhuta grame chaturvidhe. Abrahma stamba paryanta, beginning from stamba. Stamba means the pillar. Pillar means unconscious thing to Brahma, creator Brahma. From the unconscious pillar to most conscious Brahma himself, the creator himself. Chaturvidhe bhuta grame. There are 4 types of beings in this world. Andaja,
Udbhija, Jarayuja, Swedaja. 4 types of creatures they are. Andaja. Andaja means those who are born out of egg. Some are born out of eggs. Swedaja. Sweda means sweat. From the sweat, lice and other things, they are also born. Andaja, Swedaja. Udbhija, like the trees, from the seed, they come out of it. Jarayuja, from the womb, mother's womb. Human beings, animals, they come from the womb. So these are the 4 types of creation we see in this world. So that the trees, the plants, the human beings, the lice, the other thing comes out of the sweating and all these different types of microbes and all that stuff. And then Andaja, that comes out of the egg. Bhuta Grame Chaturvidhe. Amongst all these creatures, Vigyasyevi Samarthyam, Ichha, Anichha, Vivarjane. You want to underline it, you can underline it. Ichha, Anichha, Vivarjane. Ichha, Vivarjane, Anichha, Vivarjane, Vigyasyeva Samarthya. Only the wise man, Vigya means Janatiti Gyan, Visheshen Janatiti Vigya, one who knows the truth of himself, one who is aware of himself, consciousness here, consciousness everywhere. One who knows this, for him alone has the capacity for what? Ichha, Anichha, Vivarjane. Ichha. You say, oh, so you have a wish, you have a desire, you have a dream to have this. No, you cannot have it. Ichha, Vivarjana. All right, I don't want it. Anicca. Oh, you don't want pen. I will give you the pen. Give it. Give it. How much can you give? There is a beautiful Jain story. The Jain master, and it is not Jain. It's a hamster, Jain Sufi, Jain nice, Tipur Leni talked about. They are desperate, forget these names because it can always go on from different ways. There was a despot, dictator. And one day he comes into the city-state. And there is a monk, a recluse, who is down there, supposed to be a very wise man. And there was a general commandment that when this despot, dictator passes, everybody must stand up. And when he goes there, now this man, he is lying down. He's a recluse, like a sadhu, sort of lying down. Then immediately the soldiers got up. Get up! And this dictator, he can't take anybody's insubordination. Who cannot take anybody's insubordination? The fellow who is a slave of himself cannot take anybody's insubordination. Why? Because it reminds him of his slavery. The fellows, you know who gets angry? Whoever reminds them their smallness. Because you feel small. When somebody doesn't obey you, how big you feel? Because you feel small, you want to puff off like the frog. So sometimes while blowing up, you burst. That is why many people angry also get a heart attack. They are blowing up. Understand, please. Self-assured people. That man is disrespecting me. Aha. Do you have self-respect? Yes. Nobody can disrespect. Do you have self-love? Yes. There is no question of you are not feeling loved at any time. If somebody doesn't love you, he loses, not you. Solid strength. You understand that point? Think for yourself. The person who is weak, he gets angry. Insubordination. I told you to stand up. You did not stand. How does it matter if he lies down? The whole world collapses or what? Let him lie down. Maybe sick. How does it matter? Anyway, he got up. Then this angry despot goes in front of him with a big sword. He said, do you know what I can do for your insubordination? He smiled and said, yes, what can you do? I can chop off your head. He said, do you know what I can do? The wise man smiled. Do you know what I can do? Yes, I can smilingly allow yourself to cut off my head. I can take this sword through your stomach. Then I'll allow you to take it through my stomach happily. Take it. Anicca vivarjana. People get angry with ichcha vivarjana. Suppose you want something, somebody snatches it, you get very angry. You give up your God, your faith, your people also. Aniccha vivarjana, you love it. Aniccha, suppose you don't want something, somebody says don't have it. You don't want, like children, no. Child says, I vanda, I don't like this tairi. So somebody comes and says, baby, you don't have to eat tairi. How does he feel? Oh, why? Aniccha vivarjana. If you give it, the fellow will be miserable. I don't want the disease. You will have the disease. Miserable. No, there is no such thing, anicca. You don't want disrespect, somebody will be disrespecting you. So, even if other things, anicca vivarjana, even if what average person doesn't want, that also comes in life. Like death. Anybody wants death? In the death comes also. So what? It comes. There is no death. What is it? When everything is consciousness, all pervasive. What is the death? See that reality for yourself, friends. This is beautiful. Remember, if these 5 elements, body is in consciousness. What to talk of the elemental universe? So, what is the death? Atmanam advayam kaschit janati jagadishwaram yadvetti tasya krute navayam tasya kutrachit. Atmanam advayam kaschit janati jagadishwaram. Kaschit purusha janati atmanam janati. Somebody, some person knows himself. Whoever he may be. Kaschit. Yah. Ka. Whoever he may be. Yah kaschit. Whoever he may be, whoever she may be, whoever that may be, whoever knows this reality, Atmanam, Jagadishwaram, the Lord of the universe, consciousness here, there, everywhere. One who knows. Atmanam, consciousness here, Jagadishwaram, the Lord of the universe, Janati, Yadvetti, Tatsa Kurute. Whatever he comes across, he knows, whatever Prarabdhavasat or anything, whatever unfolds in life, Tatsa Kurute. He just does it like a child. They talk about Balavat Unvattava Charit. Like a child, he moves. Anything comes on the way. Unvattavat, like a madman. Laughs for no reason, all the time. Crying also, no reason, in case he chooses to. Just because, listen carefully. The Rama, he left the kingdom, went to forest. Still people say what? King Rama was in forest. If the beggar goes from the forest to the palace, what shall people say? The beggar is in palace. The wise man, the person who knows himself, wise person, whatever he does, what will they? People will say, wise person doing it. But the person is ignorant, even if he does a little good work, he wants to take credit for it. Because that's only little something, I have given 10 rupees to a starving person. Aha. First thing you think it is your money, then the next thing it is you giving. Both are so stupidly wrong. That is why when you see these photographs, people receiving from a tricycle, people receiving, you put yourself in that place where you are receiving and your photograph is given. Giving, everybody enjoys. Receiving, how many people enjoy receiving? Wisdom is, as much you dadati pratigranati, as much you enjoy giving, that much you enjoy receiving. Why? One hand that gives, another hand that receives. So, because by giving you don't become bigger, receiving you don't become a beggar. Both are fine. Is happy with yourself. Tadvetti tasya kude na bhayam kasyachit bhayam tasya na kutrachit.
kadachit na vibheti kadachaneti, na vibheti kutaschaneti, atmanam, one who knows the truth for himself, na vibheti kadachaneti, that's all Upanishad Vakya. There is no fear at any time. At any time, kutaschit also, at no time, at no place, there is any fear. Because fear comes from what? Dvayat vai bhayam bhavati. The fear comes from the second thing. When you say, I'm afraid, next question, of what? I'm afraid of what? Snakes. Afraid of what? Mosquito. No mosquitoes, no space, nothing. I'm afraid of what? Ghost. Where is that ghost? Outside or in your head? I'm afraid. Some people are perpetually, permanently persecuted. How? Who is persecuting them? Their own thought. Second thing, before you say, listen carefully, oh, sure. When you say, I am afraid, now why do you first cross I am? First know I am, then we shall talk about afraid or happy. Jumping, straight jumping, that is the trouble. That is the big trouble. That is why when you get a role, a holy role, doesn't solve the problem. I am a follower of this, I am a follower of that. Understand, friends, if there is a reason for your strength, you are a weak person. Because the reason is withdrawn, happiness is withdrawn. That great story I had told you once, just under the context, please see that. You know the nice romantic stories you have these, you know, when you are children you study, read those story books, the princess and the prince. The princess is taken away by the magician. So the prince is searching for him. After a long search, here and there, here and there, here and there, you know, that will be 10 pages description. Anyway, so he goes there, he goes to the forest and sees the princess sitting and crying. Oh, princess wakes up, oh, you are here, yes, yes, yes. How come, how shall we take it away? There is this villain, magician has brought me. Okay, I'll kill him and take you. So nobody can kill him. We'll find out how he can be killed. So when the fellow returns, the lady naturally knows her ways to get the story out, cries, and then he says, agrees also, okay, I'll marry you, but I am afraid, I'm staying alone, suppose you are killed, then what shall I do? I am alone in the forest, if you are dead, what shall I do? Naturally, I am not marrying you. Nobody can kill me. How can you say nobody can kill you? Everybody dies in this world. He says, no, my life is not in my body. Then where is your life? See, he has to tell because he wants the girl now, no? So he tells the princess, there is a, you know that, bee, bumblebee, in that my life is there. And I have kept it beyond everybody's reach. You see that big pond? In that big pond, you see that temple? In that temple, there is a place. Go. There is a room inside their box, in a box, that fellow is there. And nobody can go there. There are a lot of crocodiles are there. Snakes are guarding it. Oh, very good. All right, I'll tell you tomorrow. So this fellow goes back and the prince comes back and the prince tells him. Now what the prince does? Okay, so the prince takes the meat, throws into the crocodiles are busy eating that, he goes there. Takes the big sword, chop, all the, what is that, snakes, and goes box within a box, within a box, within a box, and gets the, when he touches that bumblebee, now the magician appears. Ooh, I'm going to kill you. He says, yeah. Finished. Killed, he is killed. How do you enjoy it like a child? Wow. You know, we are like that magician. Our lives are how many bumblebees? My child is good, I am good, I am dead. My job is there, I am good. Job is there, I am dead. How many bumblebees you have? How many bumblebees? Your life is hanging on hundreds of bumblebees. That person tells me like that. So people know your bumblebee. People know your weak points. They know if they tell you, you are a rascal, you will be destroyed. You are a rascal. So they manipulate you. Take your car away, you're finished. Take the land away, you're finished.
something somewhere. So bumblebees, hundreds of bumblebees. Naturally fear, take out, take out. Anicca vivarjana? No. So your ichcha is a bumblebee, aniccha also your desire, lack of. You want something, that becomes your fear. You don't want something, that also becomes your fear. Second thing doesn't exist. Afraid of what? Nothing. Myself alone is existing. Therefore, bhayatasya na kutrachi. Kadachana, there are no time, no place. The person is afraid. Happy, reveling within himself. Okay? This third chapter is over. Yes. You see these few verses? It's very beautiful. So now, this is very, only 4 verses here, but I am not going to finish now today, so don't worry about it. See that. Here, very beautifully he says now ASHTAVAKRA says, wow, I am so happy. Now imagine, when the teacher teaches, now this is what the student told now. I am so happy. There is no question of fear of anything, any kind. I am the option. How the student will be feeling, a teacher will be feeling? Appa, fulfilled. This fellow has understood. Not that this is not depend on the teacher. If teacher is your bumblebee, teacher dead, Scripture is your bumblebee, scripture somebody wants it out and take it away, shoot him, kill him. Now you know what is happening in the name of religion, right? A structure is your bumblebee, a structure is you are dead. Book is there, you understand? All these do's, don'ts, likes, dislikes, anything is there. You see somebody is doing it, you want to kill that fellow. Whatever you know, you think the whole world must do that only. If I am a vegetarian, everybody has to be a vegetarian. Wow. I am a non-vegetarian, so everybody fellow is a grass eater. Eh? They are not vegetarian, they are grass eater, cows. Right? What is this? This is where complications begins. You completely complicate your life. Why? Because you are a complication. You don't know the simple truth of being yourself. Because you have taken all that I have to be who I am. All that mine to be me. Forgetting simple thing, to be who I am, have identified with everything that you have. That is my problem. So who can take away your problem? So to remove your problem, shall you remove things that you are identifying with? Or remove that fellow who is identifying? Remove everything that you are identifying with. And that's what people do sannyas. Give up the house, give up the car, give up the monkey who sold his Ferrari, right? Just think. The person who give up everything. Why? Hey, you commit the mistake, everything else gets sold. How beautiful. How beautiful. What you identified is not yours. Listen carefully. This belongs to the universe, Ishvara. That is why beautiful that comes. Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatya jagata. Tena tyaktena bhunjita magrudha kasyachidhanam. Kasyachidhanam magrudha. Never covet somebody's. Why? Kasyachid. Whose it is? It all belongs to him. Magrudha. Don't covet. Neither feel intolerant when it goes away. It will go. It will pass. So please. So now ASHTAVAKRA, how much are you feeling? Appa, this fellow is not very happy. Now I don't have to always say, oh, don't cry, I am here, don't fear, Permanent babies. So, Guru means what? An exalted babysitter. Baby is continuously crying and don't worry, come, I'll touch you. Come, I'll give you this. Take this and tie in your hand. Some people rope. Some people, even you see that cricket and a god server. Fellows, half of them will be hanging like this. Coming, look up and down. Somebody doing like this. Each one has a practice. Anywhere, because it's a total, what type of thing it is. Some people cannot go away unless they have a paper in their hand. Company, that is a security. Telephone must be there. Our bag must be there. Something, just walk out. When you think you are leaving this world, what is that you will hold on to leave? On the final journey, which cell phone? Which wheel? And when is that moment for the final journey? When is that moment? Anybody knows? Any moment. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Why? Journey takes place in me. I never travel. Listen. So ASHTAVAKRA must be thrilled about this boy. Huh? What a student boy. He has appreciated this, so sweet. So he reads. He tells him, gives him some extra advice. It's a revelry by both the teacher and the student now. Each one is beating the other. How sweet. Nate sangosti kenapi kim sudhastyaktum ichhasi sanghata vilayam kurvan evam evalayam vraja udeti bhavato vishwam varidheriva budbudah iti jnatveikamatmanam evam evalayam vraja. Amazing verses. You know, when you love somebody and you know this person is grasping, what happens? The students take it away. Suppose you say something, the other person doesn't show any sign of understanding, block. Tomorrow we shall see. Why? The fellow doesn't understand anything. That is why in the front row, sitting down, music academy, front row, the connoisseurs will be. Because grandfather has given the endowment. So the grandson or the granddaughter is sitting down there with no interest in music except in the musicians. Or in the audience who are appreciating front row. Because everybody has eyes on who is in the front row. So he is in the front row. For first 2 minutes he is there, next minute. The musicians don't stop performing, that is a wonder. They should insist this fellow should be moved. You can't do that, right? If he is doing that, he is stupid. Why should he do that? He enjoy. The person should enjoy singing. But these are little things like that. But once they get in the mood, they know that thousands of people, one fellow is sleeping, so what? Others are enjoying, no. So move, so go beyond it. In a sense, when you see somebody is receiving, you pour it out. Nobody loves me because you are not a receptacle. When you make yourself a receiver, love will be pouring. It is coming from all directions, but you can't receive it because you are not open. Appreciation can come from all sides because you are not open. How can you say I am not open? You are waiting, no? That is why you will not receive it. When you are waiting for compliment, not a one will come. When you don't wait for compliment, suddenly you don't know what is happening. Ooh, suddenly everybody wakes up because you don't want it. The day you do not want it, that is the day everything will come. Have you seen that happening in life? I am so happy, I don't want anything. People will try to give you everything. Why? It's a pleasure to give somebody who doesn't want anything. Cynthia, I don't want anything, I am so happy. Have you gone to a house? When you go to a house and tell them, sit down there, just see the two body language. You go there, as you get in, first you look at everything. What type of bed is that? You hear that? No. Now the owner, they will get a hint of it. They know you don't like it. So they will open up all other bedrooms for you, right? Sir, what do you want food for? Do you have this particular something? No. Oh, okay, then nice. It's all right. Maybe I'll have it at lunch only, not dinner. Now another person goes there, Go into the house. Whoa, this is beautiful. Why? That is the house. Finished. This is beautiful. Why? That is the house. What food you want? What food you have? Only this much. Super. The best dinner. Why is on my plate? Because what is in your plate you don't appreciate. What is somewhere in the 5-star hotel or 500-star hotel or all-star hotel, it means nothing. Whatever is here you are neglecting, you lose out on both. This is gone, that is also gone. This food, the best food. When you enjoy everything, now there is no fool who doesn't know what type of food they are giving. Oh, this man is enjoying everything. Hey, how can you give him like this? No, make little something else. Because the person is enjoying. If you start hitting the person, give something less. Why? So that the food goes. Please see that. Do not want anything, you shall receive it. Why is it you don't want anything? Not as a method for some steps for manipulation. Pretending to be no, genuine. Why I don't want anything? Because what is that? What is that which can make me happier than myself? You cannot make me happier, nor shall you take away my happiness. Conviction. You cannot make me happier. That is why people will be afraid to relate to you. Because for most people, they want to get into a relationship. Why? Because they feel wanted, that I am giving him some happiness, I am giving her some happiness. If you tell somebody, nobody can make me happier, everybody will run away from you, frightened. I am of no use to this person. But that is the person. If you are a person, nobody can make you happier or unhappy, you can relate to everybody in this universe. Think, friends, by chance you, please see the trap there. If you think you are making somebody happier, you shall make the person dependent on you. Can you take that load when the person starts depending on you? In the initial stages you may enjoy the dependence. After some time it is a load on you. Oh, yo. That will make you unhappy. And once you are unhappy, now the person will be more miserable that you are not making him happy anymore. Oh, yo, what a trap. Help the person to discover happiness in himself. That is why in this self-knowledge is so fantastic. The teaching where you are happy not because I say so, not because scripture says so, because you are happy. The teacher reveals it, scripture reveals it. So it is student, now the teacher says, Nate sangosti kenapi suddhaha kim tyamti uchasi tvam suddhaha. You are shuddha. Shuddha means what? Pure. Shuddha. Pure means what? There is nothing other than it. Pure milk means what? Milko milk. No water. Not tapal. Pal. It is only pal, not tanipal. Okay? Pal. Only what? Milko milk. Shuddha. Consciousness is pure consciousness. Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Ananda. Absolute bliss. Pure fun. Pure bliss. Why? There is nothing other than it. There is no fear of losing it at any time. There is nothing other than it. Nothing can make it impure. In its presence, everything is purified. Wow. Even a pain becomes a happiness. You are happy to go through pain. Death becomes immortality. What quality? Death gains the quality of immortality. Limitation against the quality of limitlessness. In the presence of the diamond, the glass pieces become diamond. That doesn't make the diamond doesn't make the glass. Diamond will make the glass pieces diamond, but the glass pieces will not reduce the diamond to a glass piece. That is the beauty. Suddha. Kyam tyaktum ichchasi? What is that you want to give up in life? Nate sangosti. You are not even sangha asti. There is no involvement with anything. What is the question of giving up? Because the student, Sapaji says, what is that last verse? Yes. Usual idea is give up and be happy, So it is not there. What is there to give up? Before you give up, there must be possessiveness. You don't possess. What is the question about giving it up? Sanghata vilayam, one thing you do. Sanghata vilayam kurvanna evam eva layam braja. This is the beauty. Meditation. Sanghata vilayam kurvanna. Sanghata chetana du. Sanghata. This is the sarira, deha, mana, sanghata. This is the body, the mind, this body, this gross body, the object, thoughts. All these things, vilayam kurvanna. Resolving in yourself. Like, do you resolve the body? Listen carefully. Previously, the I was with the riches. Take that from the riches, bring to the body. Take the eye from the body to the senses. Take the eye sense from the senses to your thought. Take it from the thoughts to the I thought. Then go to the source. What is laya? What is resolved is not the creation, not the body, not your senses, not your thoughts. The I, individually. Are you getting that point, please? One thing. Just to be yourself, you don't have to say a name. Remember the first line I gave in the class. To have, you must be. But to be, what should you have? A name, faith, belief, thought, pain, pleasure. Laya. This is laya. Not the laya is what? You come down from this place, don't go there, then go to between your eyebrows. So eyebrows. Now what happens to you? After some time you stay here, headache begins. Right? Then they shall say it's a spiritual ache, spiritual pain, right? How you delude yourself? Please. Absolute bliss. Layam braja. Udeti bhavato vishwam. Varidheriva budbuddha. Bhavataha vishwam udeti. Varidehe budbudaiva. What an example. Varidehe budbudaiva. Like in the ocean, the foams and the bubbles rise. Millions of bubbles and millions of little foams rise in the body of the ocean. Vishwam udeti bhavataha. From you, the ocean of consciousness, universes of bubbles rise and set. What more example you want? You reduce the entire perceptible universe to the bubbles. Why? Now here, now gone. Budbudaiva. Bubbles. How do you feel? Like a bubble it bursts. Riches, youth. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala vidyuchalam jeevitam. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala. Prosperity is as brittle as the rise and falling of the waves. Now you are rich. Now you are young. Youth gone. Now with a good job, everything gone. Life disappears. Just laughing, joking, little ache, you go to the hospital, check up, advanced stage of cancer, out. Budbuda. Lucky, consciousness has no cancer chance. No blindness, no deafness, no dumbness, no stupidity, no wrong thought, no false thought, no right thought. Oh, you understand? The best things have come. Best things, the bestest things comes absolutely free. Immortality comes free. Mortality involves maintenance. What a headache. Happiness comes totally free. Unhappiness, maintenance. In fact, there is no unhappiness unless you identify. That is the trouble. That is why you have to maintain how not to be unhappy. Not to be unhappy needs maintenance. Why? Unhappiness comes, no. Disease comes. So how to make the disease free so that I can be happy? No. But your happiness is maintenance free, body needs maintenance. So happily maintain it. No problem. So, Vishwam Udeti Maridheriva Budbuddha. Like in the body of the ocean, the bubbles rise. The bubbles of universes rise in ocean of consciousness. Iti Gyantva. Ekam Atmanam iti Gyantva. Thus knowing oneself. The consciousness here, there, everywhere. Everybody is same. Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayastada. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayastada. Hey Arjuna, I am the one. Krishnasya Jagata, Sarvasya Jagata, for this entire universe. Jagat means what? Jayate, Gacchati, Tishtati Iva. Jagat, that which is continuously being born, continuously Gacchati, moving away, changing, Antakara Tishtati Iva, as though existing for a Jagat. What a line! The whole universe. Jayate, Gacchati, Tishtati Iva is just existing. Whereas you, consciousness, Na Jayate, Namriyate Ajo Nitya Sashvatayam Purana, unborn, ever existing, pure consciousness as it is. Ekamatma. Yantva Evameva Layam Raja. Laya, like sleep, a conscious sleep, Yoga Nidra. When you go to sleep, laya, sleep also is a laya. When you go to sleep, everything is resolved, you are not knowing it. When you are in samadhi, when you are with yourself, everything is resolved and you are aware of it. That is the difference between nidra and samadhi. In your deep sleep, no waking, no dream, no waker, no dreamer, no sleeper. Yet you are not aware. So wake up, problem begins. In samadhi, when you are with yourself, no waking, no dream, no sleep. You are not waking because no perception, no dreaming because no projection, no sleeping because no ignorance, no waker, no dreamer, no sleeper because I is not there to say, I am not sleeping, I am not waking, I am not dreaming, I am meditating. That also is not there. That is why in so-called 10 rupee meditation practices, after 5 minutes, 10 minutes sitting down, listening to music and touching each other's hand, I love you, I hate you and all that stuff. Then when you say, what do you say? You get up. Then problem begins. That means for half an hour you went to sleep. Because after the sleep, the problem continues to be problem. After meditation, there is no problem. When you are in samadhi, there is no after for samadhi. Samadhi is not happening in time but after. That word after doesn't exist. Iske baad kuch nahi hai. There is no iske baad. Yehi, only that. So no one is there. Layam. So always with yourself. Be the immortal. Enjoy mortality. Be the happiness. Enjoy limitations. This is living. Okay? The other two verses in next class because it's fantastic. Laya, like the student is just, teacher is, just enjoy living. That is why this knowledge is not for suffering. So I went to meditation classes and now there are so I came to the classes, why? So that I picked up some new boundaries around me. I should look at this, I should not look at that, I should look only at this, I should not look only at... Very good. Okay, take care. Close your eyes. Thank you.